Welcome everybody. Let's just make sure the mic is on. Starting a new software here, so very excited about it. It's going to really help us out and really help us deliver some new content to you. So let's get everyone settled here. We're going live on our Facebook group, which is our main hub. We're also going live on YouTube. Feel free to let us know if you have any questions in the comments as we're going forward. We have a very special topic today: questions to ask before touring any 55 plus community. Let's just make sure all systems are go here, and then we'll get started. I lost the chat here. All right, so let us know if you have any questions. So just to make a quick introduction, a lot of us have been on these live streams before. If you're new here, my name is Robert O'Keefe. I'm the creator and founder of Over 55 NJ. We help make people make educated decisions when it comes to downsizing, when it comes to planning ahead for relocation. Sometimes people move out of state too, which is okay as well. We put the whole relocation plan together. And our whole motto is great real estate planning is done in advance. So what that means is starting conversations early, starting to get ideas on the table. The whole reason why I created this site was I watched a lot of loved ones go through some downsizing pains by not just starting early enough. And then I basically track the consumer and figure out, hey, if I was downsizing, what would I want? I would want information. I would want a no pressure environment. I would want links to lots of listings so could start getting some lots of ideas. And I would like a solid plan because moving's a lot of work, it takes a lot of time. And we've just started and created this site with you in mind. And if you have any feedback, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you have a topic that you want covered, we would love to kind of put that together for you. So today's topic is a topic that we get a lot, a question we get a lot. And a lot of the questions we have that we receive, we make webinars on just because a lot of people have the same questions. So today's topic is questions to ask before touring any 55 plus community. We're going to give you a checklist. This video is going to be recorded as well. And if you have questions, you can send us a direct message. We can give you the cheat sheet as well of all the questions here. So you have that in a nice organized document. So kind of counterintuitive, right? And a lot of this is a bit counterintuitive, but the questions to ask really depends on you, your lifestyle, and your needs. So what we recommend is getting in touch with us where we could start kind of brainstorming some options and start to kind of understand what's important to you. So by way of example, the first thing to ask has to do with lifestyle. And let me just bring up our slides here and be on camera as well. So, lifestyles, what kinds of activities are offered here and how active is the community socially? So, one thing to do is kind of to start brainstorming is start to do a little bit of soul searching and start to write down things that you like doing or things you may want to try. So, personally, we live by the Navasink River. I see people going out clamming all the time. And I started to buy clamming gear and I can't wait to try it. It looks a lot of fun. So, maybe you have something that you want to try in retirement where something or a new activity or something of that nature. Maybe you want to get into swimming, some sort of water sports. Maybe you want to try yoga, which is a great activity. Think about the things that you want to try and start to brainstorm a list. We can take that list and we can plug it into our database and match you with the right communities that have these right activities. So it really depends on you. And what I would do is I would reverse engineer it based on what you like and what you want to do. And this is your retirement. Maybe you want to try something new, like I said. Maybe you just want to do something that you really like doing over and over again. My wife just started needle pointing, which she loves and she's really um, getting into. So this is the time too where you could really just focus on you, focus on what you want to do, and maybe try some things. And basically, what we could do is by working backwards from your preferences, we can match you with the right community. So one thing too I would recommend too as a hidden tip is once you start to get that baseline and understand what you like to do, make sure to consult with us or consult with the community. You can just do it with us. It's a lot easier. We can just make these calls for you and take a lot of the legwork out of the way. And just make sure the community matches those needs in the right capacity. So, for example, just a quick story. I was working with a couple who was relocating, and one of our customers really likes to swim. He swims laps just like I do. That's one of my favorite activities as well. But we found out through our research that the pool is only open from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock, which is a very limited window. My customer likes waking up early. He likes getting his workout in early, as do most of our customers. And that just, for example, doesn't meet his needs at all. And we also found out the pool is closed on Sundays, prime weekend day. So these are things you really have to think about that once you understand the clubs and the things that you like doing, go a step further and we can actually, like I said, do this for you and figure out if this specific community meets these needs. And it would be a shame, for example, let's say if you move forward on the community he figured out that it just didn't really meet his needs. It would be a shame to move forward, sign on the dotted line, pay all this money, prepare the whole relocation to figure out that he couldn't do what he wanted to do or what he had in mind when he first made the purchase. So very important to start planning ahead, and that's why we recommend having these conversations a year or two in advance. To get some ideas, we have all the 55 plus communities on our website, over55nj.com. It also points to our site, rockrealty.com. And you can search by the 55 plus communities. We have different filters in there, pet friendly communities, communities with pools, things of that nature. And you can start to get some ideas on some communities that meet your needs. But the point of the story, the point of number one is don't just go by your lifestyle, go by what you really like doing, and then go a step further to make sure that community has the right fit you need, plus the right policies in place, like the story with the pool. That's an easy story to remember and one of my favorite stories when it comes to downsizing. If you have any questions in the comments, feel free to let us know. If you want a copy of this presentation, feel free to send us a direct message or right back in the comments. We'd love to give you kind of like an organized list here. The second one, this is a very common one, the cost and the financial details. You definitely want to ask about taxes, monthly HOA fees, how often fees increase. We actually put together kind of like a study that we could do for you based on the historical fees of the community. This way you can't really get that anywhere else. And we can kind of like ballpark and kind of see where the fees and where they trend towards over the years. So very important just to understand this from a cost basis. This is done very early in the process in our consultation. And usually, what we do is essentially, again, reverse engineering it. We work backwards by the monthly payment you feel comfortable with, what you feel comfortable putting down. And then we could put up a bunch of these communities within these parameters, make sure they're great. The condos are in great, the HOA is in great health fiscally, make sure they have plenty of reserve budgets so your HOA fee isn't getting up. And these are all important questions to ask just before we start looking. And again, it just comes with advanced planning. It comes from working backwards with a plan, going with a monthly budget you feel comfortable with. I was recently talking to a customer. She wanted to stay below $2,000 monthly. And I said, you can never go wrong just by staying within a monthly budget you feel comfortable with. It's like eating your vegetables, just timeless philosophy, simple, but it works. So, very important to look out for that. Another thing you want to watch out for, be aware of, is what we call welcome to the neighborhood fees. These are HOA contribution fees. They never seem to be that high. Usually it's around a couple $1,000s. These are just standard HOA contribution fees. This is a way for the HOA to make revenue in order to keep the monthly HOA fees down. So an HOA, think of it as a business. Every HOA is run basically as a small business. The small business needs revenue coming in, and they have expenses going out. The expenses constitute capital improvements, maintenance, snow removal, all these things. And then the monthly welcome to the neighborhood fee, aka contribution fee, is a way to get income coming in, which also keeps the monthly recurring revenue down for the HOA fees. So very important just to understand all these fees. We do a really comprehensive outlook for you ahead of time before we start looking, before we even step foot into one of these communities. So you know exactly what to expect. And so you know there's no surprises. So very important. We get that question a lot, cost financial details of the HOA. Now, finally, this is one of the most common questions we get, but also, ironically, one of the least onerous questions and mostly harmless. The rules, policies, and long term living. Are these homes designed for aging in place? Are there any medical facilities nearby? We help put you in the right location and help guide you in the right location. We can make recommendations. We have them all on our site, over55nj.com, where you can actually go and kind of see where all these communities are on a map and start saving listings. But one of the most common questions we get are the HOAs really rude? Like, will they make me not? Can I not do certain things in the HOA? A lot of the HOAs don't really have very onerous rules from what we've seen. I'm sure there's some outlier stories that are different, but we find it's pretty much a standard. It's kind of just standard HOA living where people don't really police it too much. Everybody's kind of in the same boat. Many of the HOA members live within the community, so they're literally actually your neighbors. And it's usually just standardized living. I haven't seen really any onerous rules that prevented a lot of people from moving forward. The most common rule I see is there's really no possibility in many cases to put up a private fence. Some of our customers have dogs, in which case we recommend kind of smaller solutions, maybe a smaller house on one level. We put together those solutions too, where you can fence in your yard for your dog or have an invisible fence. So that's really the most common, but they'll let you have bird feeders. Sometimes grills are limited, but you could always get an electric grill. But that being said, you definitely want to watch out for the communities that may have some rules that don't fit your lifestyle. So basically, what that comes down to is planning ahead, making a list of everything you want to do, and then what we can do for you is what we can do for you is cross-reference that with the rules some HOA communities have that we're considering. That way, we don't get too far ahead in the process, and that way we can eliminate things as we go forward. This basically, and I had this conversation with someone else, this is basically a process of elimination. We're just going through what you like to do, what you hope to do in retirement, and then basically going by location, monthly payment, and then eliminating options from there. So literally, it's just a process of elimination game, and then we're focusing on the best options for you to get you the best opportunity. As simple as that is, simplicity works. Simplicity is the key to brilliance, as Leonardo da Vinci said. So that being said, we invite you to reach out to us. Let's give you a quick recap as well before we send you off. Lifestyle and culture of the community, work backwards from there, understand the true financial costs, which we just went over, and understand the rules. And all that comes down from working backwards. And what we can do is we can help you kind of understand these better. Reach out to us. We can give you some ideas you may not have thought of before in a completely no pressure environment. You can go to over55nj.chat. And basically, this will bring up a link to our call link where you can schedule a call with us, or feel free to send us an email at over55nj@gmail.com. And this way you can reach out to us and coordinate a good time to talk. Sometimes you can even just bounce ideas off email, back and forth. I have a customer that wants to start investing in property, and we're just getting some ideas for starting to brainstorm together. So we absolutely love that. We love what we do. We would love to hear about your situation, start talking to you. And again, feel free to reach out to us anytime with any questions. So thanks so much for jumping on today. We're very excited about the new platform. We're very excited about what we have in store for you. We have a lot of great stuff coming. We have a lot of great technology that we're starting to build here that's going to make the webinars run very smoothly. And Jim, thank you very much for joining. I'll definitely send you the checklist. And like I said, feel free to reach out to us anytime. If you have any questions, feel free to send us a direct message. We'll see you on the next webinar. Over55nj@gmail.com, over55nj.homes to take you to all the listings to start getting some ideas. So make it a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.